Have you ever looked at your life and wondered if there was more to it than what you were currently experiencing? You feel like something is missing, or that there is an important part of you that's undefined or fragmented? Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century, believed that every person is on a journey not just to live, but to become. He called this journey individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are. In this video, we'll explore what individuation means, why it matters, and how it applies to your life. Have you ever pondered the meaning of life and found yourself questioning whether you're on the right path? Carl Jung's concept of individuation might shed some light on this existential pondering. So stick around to discover how you can find direction in life by understanding Jung's idea of individuation. Part 1. What is individuation? Have you ever heard the term individuation and wondered what it means? In simple terms, individuation is a fancy way of saying that you are becoming yourself. You heard that right? Becoming yourself? Sounds easy, doesn't it? Well, in reality, it's a complex and multifaceted process that involves accepting all aspects of ourselves, including the good, the bad, and everything in between. Carl Jung, the renowned psychologist, first came up with this concept back in the early 20th century. According to Jung, individuation is a journey that begins at birth and continues throughout our lives. It's a process of integrating our unconscious mind with our conscious thoughts, feelings, and actions. But why is this important? Well, Jung believed that by understanding and embracing all parts of ourselves, we can achieve a sense of wholeness and completeness. We can live a life that is true to who we are rather than who others want us to be. But don't worry, it's not a complicated process. Let's break it down into smaller parts so it makes sense to you. First off, let's talk about your ego. Your ego is basically the part of your personality that is responsible for your sense of identity. It's the part that decides what you believe, how you act, and how you interact with the world around you. However, according to Jung, our ego is not the whole story. There's also our self, which is a more comprehensive concept that encompasses not just our conscious thoughts and feelings, but also our unconscious mind. Our unconscious mind is like a vast ocean beneath the surface of our everyday experiences. It's full of hidden thoughts, feelings, and memories that we don't consciously think about, but they still affect us in ways we don't even realize. Now, here's the interesting part. Jung believed that our self is like a compass that points us in the direction of our true potential and purpose in life. It's like an inner voice that tells us what we really want and need, even if we're not consciously aware of it. And the process of individuation is all about getting in touch with that inner voice and following its guidance. Why should you care about all this? Well, Jung believed that by embracing our true selves, we can achieve a sense of wholeness and completeness that leads to a more fulfilling life. So it's like when you finally find your true passion and you can't imagine your life without it. That's the kind of fulfillment Jung was talking about. Now that you know what individuation is, let's move on to the next part and explore the key elements of this process. Part 2. The conflict within. Ego vs. Self. Have you ever felt torn between two different parts of yourself? Like there is a constant battle going on inside your head between who you are and who you want to be? Well, you're not alone. In fact, Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, believed that this inner conflict is a normal and necessary part of the human experience. According to Jung, this conflict is between two parts of our psyche, the ego and the self. Think of it like this. Your ego is the part of you that's responsible for your sense of identity. It's the part that decides what you believe, how you act, and how you interact with the world around you. Your ego is like the captain of a ship, steering the course of your life based on the information it has available. But there's another part of you, your self, that Jung believed is like the navigator of the ship. The self is the part of you that's connected to your unconscious mind, full of hidden thoughts, feelings, and memories that we don't consciously think about, but they still affect us in ways we don't even realize. The self is like the compass and map that guides the ship towards its destination. Jung believed that the self knows where you're supposed to go, but the ego can get lost in the stormy seas of life and veer off course. When this happens, you might find yourself feeling lost, confused, or unhappy. That's because Jung believed that the ego often gets stuck in a kind of tunnel vision, focusing only on what's immediately in front of it and ignoring the bigger picture. This is where the process of individuation comes in. By embracing our true selves, we can help our ego navigate the complexities of life with more ease and grace. It's like when you finally find a good map and compass, you can trust them to guide you to your destination. But why is this important? Because Jung believed that by embracing our true selves, we can achieve a sense of wholeness and completeness that leads to a more fulfilling life. Part 3. Key elements of individuation. Now that you understand the importance of individuation, let's take a closer look at the key elements involved in this process. First up, we have confronting your shadow. Your shadow is basically the part of yourself that you reject or try to hide from others, like your negative traits and behaviors. But Jung believed that by acknowledging and integrating your shadow, you can become a more complete and whole person. Next, there's the integration of your anima or animus. These are the feminine and masculine parts of your personality, respectively. And they need to be balanced in order for you to reach your full potential. Finally, you have to recognize and understand your archetypes. These are universal patterns and symbols that are stored in your collective unconscious mind, like the hero, the wise old man, or the child. By understanding these archetypes, you can gain insight into your own personality and behavior. Individuation is not a walk in the park. It takes self-reflection, dream analysis, and deep introspection to confront your shadow, integrate your anima or animus, and recognize your archetypes. But the good news is that you don't have to do it alone. Therapy or spiritual practice can be helpful too. So what are some of the benefits of going through this process? Well, first off, you'll have a stronger sense of self-awareness. By understanding your shadow, your anima or animus, and your archetypes, you'll have a better understanding of who you are and what makes you tick. This can help you make better decisions and set healthy boundaries. Next, individuation can lead to greater authenticity. When you embrace all parts of yourself, you'll be able to express your true opinions and feelings. Instead of hiding behind what others want you to be, you'll be able to stand up for yourself and what you believe in. And finally, individuation can lead to a greater sense of purpose and meaning. By understanding your true potential and embracing your unique gifts and talents, you'll be able to pursue your passions and make a positive impact on the world. Part 4. Why does individuation matter? In today's society, many people struggle with feelings of anxiety, depression, or emptiness. Jung believed that these struggles often stem from a disconnection between the ego and the self. When we lose touch with our true selves, we can feel lost and uncertain of our place in the world. Individuation is the key to restoring balance and achieving a sense of wholeness. But how exactly does individuation lead to greater well-being? Well, first off, it helps us become more authentic. When we embrace our true selves, we're able to be more honest and open in our relationships, which creates a sense of depth and meaning in our interactions with others. Plus, when we're being true to ourselves, we feel less anxious and more at peace with who we are. Next, individuation promotes personal growth. By confronting our shadow and integrating all parts of ourselves, we become more resilient and adaptable in the face of challenges. We're able to learn from our mistakes and use them as opportunities for growth rather than letting them hold us back. And finally, individuation leads to greater self-acceptance. When we embrace all parts of ourselves, including our flaws and imperfections, we become kinder and more compassionate towards ourselves. We're able to forgive ourselves for past mistakes and treat ourselves with the same love and acceptance that we would offer to a close friend. Overall, individuation is a powerful concept that can help us lead more meaningful and fulfilling lives. So if you're feeling lost or uncertain of your path, it might be helpful to take some time to explore your inner self and embrace all parts of who you are. Who knows? You might just find that you're closer to your goals and aspirations than you think. Conclusion: Jung believed that individuation is a lifelong journey and not a destination. It's a continuous process of growth and change as we evolve and mature. As we grow older, we continue to learn and change, and that's reflected in our sense of identity as well. For example, as you progress through your career, your skills and expertise will grow, which can shape your sense of identity as a professional. Similarly, as you navigate the ups and downs of relationships, you'll develop a deeper understanding of yourself and what you want out of life, which can also influence your sense of identity. So how can you tell if you're on the path to individuation? Well, Jung believed that it's a process of becoming more authentic, more whole, and more integrated. It's about embracing all parts of yourself, including your strengths and weaknesses. and finding a sense of harmony between your ego and yourself. Overall, individuation is a challenging but ultimately rewarding process. It's not always easy to confront our shadow or integrate our anima or animus, but by doing so, we can become more complete and fulfilled individuals. So if you're feeling lost or uncertain of your path, remember that you're not alone. Take the time to explore your inner self and embrace all parts of who you are. You might just find that you're closer to your goals and aspirations than you think.